Hi everybody. Just wanted to do this short live just to talk about connections because the other day I was doing a clearing session with a person, and we talked about connections, and I just took it for granted that just people knew how to connect to themselves, to their body. And so I was just talking about it as an integration, and she just asked me, to be very honest with you, I'm not even sure what it means to connect to self. So, if I don't know what that means, how can I know whether I'm connecting, or how can I know, how to connect to self? And so I was taking it for granted, and so I thought to myself, that's a very good question. What does it mean? What does it mean to connect to self? What does it mean to you to connect to self? So all I can do is just give my vision. So to me, connecting to self is going within, is that ability to go within self, to go within your body. But it's not just that. There's that inward movement, but there's also that outward movement. And so when I connect to the elements as well around me, when I connect deeply, on a deep level, to my environment, I also feel connected to myself. So it's both that inward movement and also that connection, that reaching out to your environment. So it could be nature, but it could also be music, it could also be people. But ultimately, what connecting to self is all about, I feel, is about feeling, and it's about allowing yourself to feel. So it could be anything. It could be allowing yourself to feel joy, so to feel, to have a feeling, allowing yourself to feel an emotion, to feel the energy, to feel the sensation, the physical sensation within you. But it's also allowing yourself to receive. And this to me is really important, because it's allowing yourself to receive from the preciousness of the moment. So allowing yourself to be fully present within yourself, but also in your environment. So how do I connect to myself? And at the beginning I thought, this is quite easy, meditation and all that. But actually, there are so many ways that we connect to ourselves. We're just not aware of it. So I actually wrote a whole list, and I'm pretty sure that I've forgotten some stuff. So the way I connect to myself is obviously through music, because I absolutely love music. So that would be through listening to music, singing, playing the drums, dancing. So this is how I also connect to myself. And it's through the joy of experiences, those moments, that I also connect to myself. But I connect to myself through the connection with others as well. Sorry, I'm trying not to... This is my first live, and I'm hopelessly a monotasker, so I'm finding it really difficult to deal with everything. But anyway, so the way I connect to myself is also through my connection with others, and it's connecting to people. It could be in various ways. So connecting to people through a beautiful, meaningful conversation. And I've had so many insights, so many downloads through connecting with people, speaking to people, exchanging with people, but also through sharing a common passion. So being able to play the drums with someone, and through that connection you can actually connect to yourself. You can actually feel the other person's energy, and therefore you also feel you're also in touch with your own energy. And connecting through singing together, dancing together, and all that energy flow that you're feeling. And so I realize that again, you've got that outward movement, that connection with the other, whether it's your environment or whether it's another being, another person. I also connect. So I'm going to use the word meditation quite loosely, because you've got that idea of meditation being like this state, and also of course that can also be meditation, but we can just be in meditative states by doing so many other things. So you can be in a meditative state by letting water just flow over you, being in water, and just connecting with that energy, the energy of water. You can be meditating by just observing your surrounding, observing animals. It could be just observing insects. And I have like a whole family of foxes in my garden, and sometimes when I'm working, because I work in my garden, and I just stop and observe them. Sometimes they're just there, sometimes they play, and it's just that connecting to nature by observing what's around you. Obviously being in nature, and again you've got that outward movement where it's just sitting in silence and just being there and just feeling like you're just part of the whole. Is a pretty fucking powerful connection to self, I feel. And just sometimes not necessarily in nature, but just sitting in silence and doing nothing, which is something that we find incredibly hard to do, because we're just so used to just doing, and not really just being present. So yeah, sitting in silence, doing nothing. I've started doing that, and it's actually really powerful. And then another way that I connect to self is to myself is through writing, journaling. Sometimes it could be questions that just I wake up with, and I'm like, oh, or something that you feel that you need to process. And so through writing really helps me connect to myself. And somehow I feel that there are many other ways that I connect to myself, but I've given you enough examples of how I connect. Obviously, the way you're going to connect to yourself is going to be very different or the same, but it's about how you connect to yourself. So it's just this short live to just share this with you. Let me know. I'd be really interested to know what connecting to self means to you and how you connect to yourself. So thank you very much, and then I'm really looking forward to your comments. And I don't know how to stop this.